What is going on, Knuckles family? Welcome back to Knuckles Family and Friends podcast. I lost track of how many episodes we've done with this. I think this is 15, either 14 or 15. So it's really one of those episodes, but we've been doing a lot of them. And now this one, I feel so as another special episode is because this is the post Video Game Awards of 2020. If you guys have not known, the Video Game Awards appeared last night. I was at work trying to watch it, trying to sneak it in, make sure my boss was not watching me so I don't get fired. So I had to rewatch it tonight. So that's why I'm like, hey, make it 9 o'clock instead of like 8 o'clock. So yeah. But anyways, I'm not a sort of a full house, but full house. I got Waker with me. I got Corey. I got Jesse. So we're basically gonna talk about, our likes and dislikes with the video game awards. And just that since Corey's here, he's gonna be raging a lot. Like Corey is the biggest hater I've ever known. I still love you, Corey, but you have to be one of the biggest haters I've ever known in my life when it comes to video games, at least. And you're proud to admit it too.
I am, but I also, for the most part, play it up. Like 90% of the stuff that I like freak out about, I'm not actually like so upset that I'm actually raging. It's more so I know it entertains people, so I do it.
It entertains me too. So, all right. So I guess like we're not gonna discuss like every single thing on this show, but like we still want to get down to the nitty gritty, and so we're gonna start off with this. How did you guys feel with the Smash Brothers new character Sephiroth? Because I did not see that coming. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't mad. I wasn't happy. I was just like, oh. Like I had like no like I felt nothing, honestly. Like it's cool, I guess, but it's like another sword character. I literally said in our group message, like, Smash Brothers, y'all need to take a break from sword characters. Every time it's a DLC character, it's like a sword character at least. Like you have too many sword characters. Like take a break, and next thing you know, we get Sephiroth. So I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be.
I think Sephiroth would have been a phenomenal base game character since they were adding a lot of characters from other series that like had one. They were adding rivals in, so they added Ken, they added Dark Samus, Ridley, King K. Rool, probably someone else. I think there was one other character that I'm forgetting, and I think he would have been a phenomenal base game addition because of that like motif they were going for. At this point, I don't care. Like I honestly think Sephiroth was a bad addition because I feel like they should be adding like different series as DLC.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to third-party games, like I'd only really want one character from each third-party game. I wouldn't really want a second one. It just doesn't feel right to me, you know? Even with Ken and Ryu, like I really didn't like that it was both of them in.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I love Ryu and Ken, but like, yeah, like Ken, much as I love Ken, he's one of my favorite Street Fighter characters ever. We really didn't need you because, like I said, we have Ryu in it, so it's like, why have another character? Like, at least Sephiroth should have at least been maybe an assist trophy. I would have been fine with that. But for another character, it's like why? But then as a base character, it would have been great. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like the season 2 characters right now have just been like for me. Like I know you have that Arms character, but hell, an Arms character should have been your base roster because the Arms already came out before Ultimate. So it would have been better to have a base character, where a season 2 DLC character. But I don't know. Like I said there could have been better characters to use. Like I expect the unexpected with Smash Bros, but it's like I'm just like
At this point, it feels like it's doing. It feels like the Game of Thrones mentality, where you do the thing that's so unexpected that literally no one would guess it, but it also makes people upset.
Yeah. Now, Wicker, I know you don't have Smash Brothers. Are you like? Did that interest you at all? You know what I mean? Because I'm sorry if it's like a little bit of off-topic game for you right here.
Yeah, that's right. Not really, because I don't play the game, but I think Sephiroth is a cool character because, I play the Final Fantasy games and the Kingdom Hearts. So to me, it's a cool character to be added to the game. But that's all I have to say.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your likes and dislikes about what the character, but that's gonna be like every little thing. But here's one thing I want to get into. Maybe I may get into this a little bit too early. How did you guys feel with The Last of Us Part Two winning like majority of like the categories? Because normally, anytime at the video game awards, when you see one game winning a lot of the categories, you can kind of tell that game's gonna win. Game of the year most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that's not a surprise at all. Basically any like nerd um award show that has like fan voting is there's going to be one game that gets all the votes. And it's not even just with games. Like if you look at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, like every year there's one thing that wins all of the awards.
I don't.
Uh,
I never watch them. Like as much as I love watching anime, I'm not gonna front. The awards show didn't really interest me, honestly.
the first year that they did it, I know for a fact it was Yuri on Ice won like everything, and that's just because Yuri on Ice was really popular at the time.
Hmm.
I think the second year was My Hero Academia won everything. And then I haven't watched any of the other ones, so I wouldn't really
No,
know. But
does
I'm
the
pretty
anime
sure.
awards have fan voting too?
Yes.
See, and now not to
I,
cut you off, but me and Wake were talking about this last week, and I was saying I feel some type of way with fan voting because yes, fans get they have a power and everything. That's cool and all. But my thing is this: whoever has the biggest fan base wins. But that's just not the part that gets me. That bothers me the most. What bothers me the most is the fact that you have fan voting, right? But for me, the reason why I didn't vote is because I didn't play every game. Like I feel as though it'd be wrong for me to be like put my vote in a category where I didn't play this game. Like I didn't play Hades. I didn't play Final Fantasy just yet. I feel as though it was wrong for me to like put my vote in a game where I haven't really played that game. You know what I mean? I can't do it. Like had I played all five of the games that are nominated for Game of the Year, I feel as my vote would kind of make more sense. But for me being a fan, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stick to one game, and maybe this other game is better than my game, but I'm not gonna want to admit it. I'm still gonna vote for my game. Like I don't like that, and I'm honestly surprised that The Last of Us Part Two kind of won the majority of awards is because I mean I like the game. I'm not gonna front. I like the game, but like the game wasn't very well liked throughout the community. So maybe what Rachel said and what my friend says last week was that maybe behind the scenes the developers are all saying, hey, Game Awards, hey, come on guys, yeah, come on, like you know what you gotta do, like come on, come on, put us in. Like, I understand there's fanboy and stuff like that, but give us the win. You know what I'm saying? Like, there may be some behind the scenes shit that we don't know about, but I mean, for me, it's like like I said, when I see one category, I mean, one game winning every category, it's like, damn, son, like I know fans like the game, but like, shit, like, son,
Yeah,
but
I think at least to me, I feel like it was a little bit rigged because if you go back and you look at the results, the player's voice winner it was Ghost of Tsushima, and he literally got 47% against 33% to Last of Us.
so if it's anything like the Crunchyroll Awards, then the players voting only makes up a very small percentage of what gets each award, and it's
Right,
mostly the judges say that gets it.
right, yeah. The players was just I believe 10% this year.
wow.
So the jury was the other 90%. So that's why I feel it was rigged
Hmm.
because as the players voted, that showed that a lot of players chose Ghost of Tsushima over Last of Us, and it was not a small percentage. It was a big percentage.
Mm. So So then you're going to act. Then you say to yourself, who's like, so, and then who's making these decisions at the end of the day? Like, I'm not saying us gamers know everything, but like, I feel as though we would
I know
have
everything.
say what?
I know everything.
Yeah, whatever, Jesse. I mean, yeah, you. All right, cool. Yeah, like I feel as though us as gamers, not like I said, not everybody, but maybe majority of us would know better than what these judges think. You know what I mean? Like I know that's saying a lot, but it's just like come on, man. It's like what Waker said. I mean, the fact that we only made up 10%, like come on,
That
man.
seems really low. I would expect it to be something like 50%, like a 50-50.
Yeah, no, you were just
Because like a 10% is nothing. Like what's even the point? You know,
Yeah.
Now, what? Okay, now what category were you surprised that The Last of Us won besides Game of the Year? Like, what are other characters you think that should have won besides Game of the Year in your opinion? I mean, I think the one that Corey said was that we liked was the performance. Laura Bailey winning that one. Now, listen, you don't have to like the game, but like the performance. Like, here's the thing. I would have been happy whoever won that performance because I feel as though voice acting in gaming is very difficult to do. I feel as though a lot of people think like, oh, that's a hard to do. All you just gotta do is voice act. It's like, nah, you gotta act. Like legit act. It's a very difficult job to do. And I feel as though, game performance is it's not I think it's very slept on. Like I don't feel as though we talk about performances in video games that often, in my opinion.
I think it definitely deserved best performance and innovation for accessibility. Um, Other than that, I don't really think that it deserved any of the awards it got. And I'm not someone, believe it or not, despite the fact that I'm a huge hater of everything, I actually have respect for Last of Us 2. I think that the story they were trying to tell was incredibly ambitious, and I at least give them credit for that, because like I think that if you write the ideas down on paper, it's a really like well-made idea. The problem is the story is very character driven. You have to be in love with all of the characters that are being portrayed in the story. And if you don't, then the story sucks. And I think the issue with The Last of Us 2 is that not all the characters were super likable. But I at least respect with the idea that they were going for. But I don't know, like narrative
Nah,
should have gone to Hades.
as much as I like the game, yeah, I don't think it should have won best narrative. Granted, I have not played Hades. Like I said, I didn't put my vote in any of these games, but I'm just speaking on the Last of Us perspective. I don't think it should have won best narrative, in my opinion.
Right. And I feel like audio design should have went to Ghost of Tsushima instead of Last of Us. Because
yeah. I mean, I haven't played Last of Us 2, but like there's certain things about Ghost of Tsushima that like
That's your game right there, dog.
like
That's your shit.
the art direction of it, and I it's I don't really know how to explain it other than say like it's a visual and like audio masterpiece, I think.
right, yeah, the audio, the voice acting, and everything in that game is just a complete masterpiece. So I wasn't
that crazy about the voice acting. Some of it's not. I didn't think it was very good, but I mean overall the game's very fun.
right.
It won best art direction, so
That is the one category that I will say I will like concede loss on Ghost of Tsushima beating Hades. Like I personally think Hades should have won, but Ghost of Tsushima is also a visual masterpiece.
Yeah.
So
and this coming from a guy that has not played the game. I seen, like I said, I remember Jesse sending me a picture of the scenery of that game, and I was like, wow. Like that is
I'm
like,
really not I'm really not a big fan of photo modes in games. but I've kept finding myself like over and over again taking photos in the game and Ghost of Tsushima because it just was so breathtaking.
Now, here's the one thing. I don't mean to like cut you off, but so there's one category. It's like best score in music and audio direction. I don't know what the difference is. Somebody want to explain that because I'll be honest with y'all. I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, granted, like I said, I haven't played all the games, but like I'm a little bit surprised Doom Eternal didn't win at least one of the music because I mean, granted, I
Mm-hmm.
heard a couple of soundtracks from that game. I was like, oh wow, from Mick Gordon. I mean, if people don't know, listen to this podcast. Mick Gordon did Killer Instinct, and I mean, when you hear Mick Gordon with soundtracks, you get some lit music that fits with the background right there.
So, as far as I understand it, best score in music is the actual score, like the soundtrack to the game. Audio design is like the sound effects, the like all of
Okay.
the different like the way the gun sounds, the way that like the environment makes sounds interacting with your character, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. All right, I know that.
If Hades wasn't in best score, I would say Doom Eternal deserves it. But Darren Korb, I don't even think Mick Gordon holds a candle to Darren Korb, and I am a massive Gent fan, so that's like blasphemous for me to say. Gent being like the specific subgenre of music that Mick Gordon specializes in.
Mm, that is saying a lot, my child. That is.
Gent is literally my favorite genre, and Mick Gordon cannot hold a candle to Darren Korb. Like Darren Korb literally is my favorite video game composer.
And he did the soundtrack to Hades.
Yeah, he does the soundtrack for all the Supergiant games.
Okay.
And every single one of those games has like one of the best soundtracks of all time.
And let me just
Now
say
that's
that
an indie. Hades is an indie game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I wonder if that's why he kind of got snuffed in the awards.
I'm going to assume that's why it got snuffed.
Probably.
Because in my personal opinion, Hades was the only game that got nominated for Game of the Year that actually deserved it. Don't get me wrong. I think Final Fantasy VII seems pretty cool. Doom Eternal seems pretty good. Animal Crossing was fun.
I thought I was going to win. I'm not going to lie. I thought that game was going to win due to fan voting. That's like, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to win.
Mm-hmm. Like, all of these games are good and fun games, but Hades is the only game that is Game of the Year material.
Waker, you were saying that last week, too. You were cheering for Hades to win Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Because, like I told you, I feel like every game that Supergiant games make, they're amazing. Like, they're a small developer, but everything they make, it's just a unique type of game.
I completely agree.
The same way I felt about Hades. And, like, I really wish that more people, would play all the games that they make. Because once you play one, you just can't stop playing them.
I'm a little bit surprised. I think the other thing that also surprised me is that Last of Us wins Game of the Year, yet the game was leaked. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if that is that a big part of it, but like to have a game that already got leaked win Game of the Year, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, listen, I like the game, but it just seems in the end just kind of sucks. But like I said, it's a big party game. It's not an indie game. So I mean,
didn't Breath of the Wild win Game of the Year it came out?
Yeah, it did. And that was
that game got leaked 2 weeks early.
Oh,
like you could,
really?
yeah, you could play it. You could, if you had a hacked Wii, you could play the game 2 weeks before release date.
Real?
Hacked Wii U. Yep.
I didn't know. And I'm not gonna lie, 2017, out of the games that were nominated, I played 4 of those games. So like that was pretty cool, honestly. Like, I felt, I have 4 of the games that were I played 4 of the games that were nominated in 2017. So I thought that meant a lot. But I didn't know about that. It got leaked 2 weeks before.
Yeah, the girl that I was interested in at the time was a massive Zelda fan, so I invited her over and we were playing it. I got her over like 9 days before the game came out.
Wow.
I would like to think that probably got me some brownie points.
Yeah. Now, I think I want to ask each one of you. Now, what was like what did you like about the game? I mean, I understand we're talking about The Last of Us Part Two and the majority of things, but were there at least some moments where you guys like the games that you were interested in, or other games you thought you were happy that won, or anything like that?
I was really excited that let me look up the name of this game.
I think I know what you're talking
Because I
about.
wrote it down.
I think I know what you're talking about. I wrote it down too.
Callisto Protocol.
Yep, yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say
So
that. I knew you were gonna
that's
say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
that's by the same director that made Dead Space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've been begging for it, like some form of Dead Space. Like it's just been a hole in my heart because I just love that game so much.
Yeah, you're all
Like
about
knowing that it's dead and I'm never gonna get another Dead Space, but to hear that they're making kind of a spiritual successor to it just has me so excited.
Don't get overhyped for it though.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm
Who's
hopeful.
publishing
The generation we're living in right now. The generation we're living in right now.
Who's publishing it?
I can look that up.
Something Studios. Something Studios. But no, that trailer looked pretty interesting. I think by the time it appeared, Jesse quickly messaged the group like, "Oh, this game right here."
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Thought you didn't. Think you had
Striking Distance Studios.
No, who's publishing it?
Crafton.
I don't know who Crafton is.
They made PUBG
Oh,
and Terra.
Ooh, that's not. I mean, wait. So they've made PUBG and Terra. Oh, I guess Terra was both of those games were Korean games technically, but Terra was.
Yeah. Terra wasn't even that bad though, but
No, I
enjoyed.
enjoyed Terra, but I think it devolved into a pay-to-win game, and
Oh, yeah.
PUBG's not good on the microtransaction front. So, ooh.
So you already got Corey started. All right, Corey. What were the good things that you liked that you saw from the Game Awards?
Uh,
Yeah, at least be one positive.
I liked Reggie. I liked Reggie, so I don't know. There were a couple games there that like I looked and they had a pretty art style, but like this.
There's a one
Game
gun that
Awards.
had good visuals. I forgot what I didn't write that one down, but there was one.
I don't. I was modding my GameCube while watching it, so I was like half paying attention.
I was at work.
There
I
was-
had my phone the whole entire time, but I was peeking and helping out customers. Peeking and helping out customers.
There was that one game that had like a 2D art style, and I think there was like a girl in a car, and I was like, "Wow, this is beautiful!" And immediately Jesse was like, "Wow, this game looks like crap."
All right, maybe it was just my TV went poor quality for a few seconds, but it looked bad to me. But all these games, like the walking simulators, I feel like they're all just like the same.
Van Diesel was the best.
Like
thing.
it feels like the YA versions of comics. Like I just want them to go away.
I would say like walking simulators are like the equivalent to like the movies that are like super like movies that are independent and are like you have to have like a 50,000 IQ to understand this.
Yeah.
But
Like I don't know, they just feel like super snooty to me.
they do, but also I like them. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
call me snooty if you want.
Van Diesel was the best thing, though. Van Diesel was the best part of the game.
Yes,
No,
yes, yes,
no,
yes,
no.
I agree.
Van Diesel was the
Oh
best.
my
Van Diesel
gosh,
was the best,
that
man.
was so bad.
Van Diesel was the best.
That
I love
entire
that
trailer
Diesel.
I was watching, I was like, that trailer looked so bad, and it wasn't even a gameplay trailer.
I know,
It was a
I know.
pre-rendered video.
The animation was better. The animation was better. The anime.
The animation was terrible.
Animation was terrible in my opinion too.
It was no. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't better. I wasn't the best, but like, it was better than what I saw from that. I thought the animation was.
Like, it was so bad to the point I thought that they were having like frame rate issues.
Yeah.
Because that's how bad it looked.
Oh my god.
Well, no, that other one. What is it?
It's like that medieval game.
Yeah, Desert something. That one, like, I felt like I was gonna have a seizure during it. Like, there was so much screen shake. The like frame rate was dipping and like.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was painful to watch. I don't know who greenlit that.
Oh, like, I don't know the hell I watched with the bro. Like, okay, I'm gonna get a game now because Van Diesel's in it. Oh man, yeah, Fast and Furious, baby, hell yeah! I am Groot. Gonna get you in a game system right now. Oh yeah, shit, man. I don't even know what the fuck I even watched, bro. I'm like, what am I watching?
Vin Diesel is not gonna be in the game. They just got him for the trailer and also for the show.
Wait, really? No. He's not gonna be in the game?
Well, if it's anything like the first Ark Survival game. Then all of the human NPCs are like people, like actual players. Like, Ark Survival Evolved is like Minecraft-ish, where like you don't really have NPCs. It's like a crafting survival game, and it's also online. So all of the people you interact with are players. So if it's anything like that, then Vin Diesel's not going to be in the game.
Yeah, and you can tame dinosaurs and shit. It's actually not bad if you have like a couple friends and you just want to mess around. Like I bought it, I think like probably 3 weeks ago. I got a Target for like $9. I decided to play. It was actually fun.
Yeah, I think that game's the kind of game that's only good if you have a group of friends to play with.
I mean, if you're gonna use Van Diesel as your selling point, then I mean, you failed miserably with that.
Well, no, it's like there was this one Shark Tank episode where the guy brought in he was like a farmer who was selling a tool to pick up horse poop, and he brought Seth MacFarlane on.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And Seth MacFarlane was like, "Hey, this guy's my friend, buy his product." That's basically the equivalent to what they did with Vin Diesel. They were like, "Hey, we got Vin Diesel for this trailer, buy our product."
Yeah, because
I watched Young Yad's video on that latest Fast and the Furious game that Vin Diesel was in.
Oh, that game is beautiful. Games like that only come around once in a lifetime.
Yeah, for real. Now,
yeah, it was quite painful to watch, but it was really funny.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say this. I'm not gonna lie. This one game that I saw that interested me in, well, there's a few that interested me. I got interested was Perfect Dark. I'm like, hey, Perfect Dark. I mean, that's nice for Xbox Series X at least. I mean, I was surprised to see that game because I thought that game was like never coming back. To be honest with you, but I mean, hey, add one more game for your Xbox Series X list, I guess. But I was more interested. I think the game that I saw that interested me the most was probably the new Left 4 Dead game, honestly. And this coming from a guy hasn't played any of them, but I'm like, hey, this one looks fun. I mean, I think now with the PS4, hey, we'll get to play online. We can shoot some zombies together online and shit. So that was pretty interesting to say, at least.
Hey, listen, it's not a Left 4 Dead game, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a spiritual successor. Also, I'm just being pragmatic, or not pragmatic. Annoying. I'm being annoying right now. If that wasn't obvious.
Yeah, that was one game that caught my attention because like I always played on the PlayStation, so I was always jealous of Left 4 Dead on the Xbox. So to see that coming back, it's like it's pretty cool to play because up to this point, the only thing that we had on PlayStation that was kind of close to Left 4 Dead was World War Z, and it wasn't even that good to start with.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And
then I was I was bored of the show watching the Game Awards until I was messing with my phone, and then I looked up on the screen and I saw Mass Effect, and I just started screaming because I'm the biggest Mass Effect fan there is. So it's good to see
I'm
that they're going to
sorry.
continue.
Wait, what do you mean? What did they announce about Mass Effect?
The series is not
It's
dead,
not dead.
basically.
It's not dead.
Oh, I must have missed that.
They were just like, yeah, we're working on another Mass Effect game.
Well, hopefully it's good. We'll see.
That's why I said I'm sorry when you said you're a big Mass Effect fan. The past, well, Andromeda was not good, and Mass Effect 3 was.
Yeah, the problem with Andromeda was, when they show it off at E3, like they had no gameplay of it. Like the studio didn't start working on it until 3 years later, and then EA basically said, "Hey, we want you to start working on Anthem, so just toss Mass Effect to the smaller studio."
Meanwhile, we can see what happened to Anthem.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's really sad too, because like after all these years and all the updates, like Anthem became like a solid game if you have like a group of 4 friends to play with. Because if you play it by yourself, it's extremely boring. But if you have people to play with, it turns out to be fun. But since he got a really bad review when he came out, like the player base is completely dead.
Mm. No.
I've kind of gotten really sick of looter shooters, and even someone who's obsessed with Borderlands, like I feel kind of burned out on the concept of looter shooters.
Yeah.
I played the same boss so many times to get the one gun that I really wanted, and I spent so many hours, and they were like, "Hey guys, level cap increase," and then all that work I put in was worthless. So
Yep.
I'm kind of done with them for I think a little while.
Yeah, the problem for me is, I'm a huge BioWare fan, so anything they make, I'll play, and that's the sad thing, because they used to be really, really good. Go back about 10, 8 years ago, they used to be amazing, one of the top developers out there, but now they're not so good. And I blame EA for it, because EA is always Russian. And,
you can blame EA for
they
a lot
always
of
want-
shit. You can blame EA for a lot of things. I mean, let's be real. EA, like this is EA we're talking about. EA.
Right. Yeah.
EA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, BioWare is probably gonna get shut down, if we're being honest.
I really hope, another like somebody else buys them. Like Xbox just closed the deal with Bethesda. I'm really hoping that Sony, looks at the bright side, be like, you know what, let's give a shot with BioWare.
I doubt it, considering that EA is like one of the biggest publishers out there, probably a bigger publisher than Sony to a degree. I doubt Sony's going to have any money to be able to afford what they would want if EA wanted to sell BioWare. I think they're just going to close it.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
And that would be sad because like I said, I'm like a number 1 BioWare fan.
But I mean, if you look at the track record of EA, like all of the studios, they buy a studio, they make a game that the studio doesn't specialize in, and then they shut the studio down because the game didn't do well.
Right.
Yeah. Rip Dead Space.
Like Dead Space, yep.
And you can blame Battlefield Hardline for that.
Yeah, like I said, it's EA. It's EA. Now, there's one thing that bothered me the most with the Game Awards, and I think Corey knows what I'm talking about. Now, Waker and Jesse, this might not excite you or anything like that, but the freaking fighting game of the year pissed me the F off, man, because that was some BS. Some clear BS. 'Cause, first of all, before the gamers even came on, I was saying, yo, you probably shouldn't even have a fighting game of the year. Because let's be honest, there was no fighting games that came out this year. besides Grand Blue.
Grand Blue Fantasy.
And
Right.
then for the first time, you put a arena fighting game for One Punch Man. Yay, I guess. But so you have Grand Blue, One Punch Man, Super Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. Let's forget about the fact that Street Fighter 5 came out in 2016, came out 4 years ago. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. Never mind the fact that Mortal Kombat 11 came out last year, over almost 2 years ago. And then you have Under Night in Birth, which, I'm happy it's getting recognition, but this game came out in 2018. So you have
Actually, I mean, if we're being super semantic, it
really,
actually came out in like 2011.
Yeah. We're
and
going
each
way
expansion
back.
has only just added one or two characters.
Yeah. We're going
I
the way back. All the way back.
Yeah, I thought Grand Blue was going to win. On that department, I did not expect Mortal Kombat to win.
As soon as I saw the voting, I was like, I don't know about this. But come on, if fighting game fans have some ounce of smartness in them, they'd be like, yo, you know what, man? It's Grand Blue, man. It's pretty obvious. It's Grand Blue. Nope. Honestly, maybe it wasn't fighting game fans. Maybe it was Ed Boon was like, hey, Video Game Awards, hey, come on.
No, you know what it was? It was? The fighting game award at the Game Awards is the equivalent of the best animation at the Academy Awards. Basically, they just give it like the Academy Awards are like, all right, what's the latest Disney movie that came out? All right, it goes to that one because they probably like none of them actually play fighting games. The like judges who vote on it, so they're like, all right, what's like the latest like Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat game that we can give it to?
Klaus was robbed, man. Klaus deserved it last year for best animated film. Nope, gotta give it to Toy
I can give
Story.
you a hug right now. Jesse, I'm giving you a hug, my child. I'm giving you a hug, my child. I understand, my child.
You watch Klaus?
No,
you watch Klaus?
I don't, but I'm just giving you a hug right now, just to feel, I feel your pain, kind of.
Okay.
But back to my point. Forget about your feelings, Jess. I don't care about your feelings. But here's the thing. Grand Blue, it's not my style. It really isn't. But come on, man. Here's the thing. And I love Mortal Kombat. But come on, guys. Like, you like, dude, bro, like, I got so much emotions.
Game.
Say what?
It's a really, really well-made game. Like, it's not my style of fighting game. I played the beta, though, and I didn't care for the combat system, but it's a really well-made game, even if the combat system isn't all that good. Like,
Which one?
Grand Blue Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's too slow-paced of a fighting game for me.
It's for an arc system game. It's too slow paced, and in a way, it's kind of easy. Like it might be one of its easiest games I ever played. But despite all that, the presentation is amazing. You have a story, but arc systems and their stories are always like BS. But like oh my god, the day when I make a good story mode will be the day. That will be the day. But come on, man.
I feel like they really if you go back to the first Blaze Blue game they released on the PS3, I think it was called Calamity Trigger.
Yes.
The story mode on that game, it was really, really good.
Blaze Blue has a phenomenal story.
The
issue with it.
Just to let you know, Corey is probably the biggest Blazer fan I know. So you're gonna get going.
And he still can't beat me in Blaze Blue.
That is a load of crap, and you know it.
Corey, did I ever make you cry? I'm trying to remember.
You definitely made me really upset, but I don't think.
Or we made you cry back in the day. We made you cry back in the day playing video games.
No, but I'll let you explain why Blaze Blue.
So,
Hakumen.
You know how much I love blood. Yeah, it's Hakumen. Jesse would just pick Hakumen and spam his 5C or whatever. No, I think it's 6C.
Yeah, that's a cheap
the big
move.
swipe move.
Yeah,
he would just only do that move, and it would make me so mad because I was like 10 at the time, and I didn't know how to play around it.
Right. Yeah,
I just hit circle, and then I would beat him.
Yeah, that move is cheap and overpowered. Like, that move is way overpowered.
But yeah, Blaze Blue's story is really good. The problem is it's incomprehensible, and the more games they
yeah.
released, the more incomprehensible it got. But if you're able to actually follow all of the nonsense, the story is really good.
It's a story, but it's just so much talking. I'm like,
Right. Like,
Jesus. Can I fight, please?
like when I was playing the game and I got to the end, I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then, I went over and I started reading about it, and like Hakuman is actually Jin, and I was like, how the fuck did this happen?
Who's Jin?
Jin is the brother. He's like the blue guy with the katana, with the ice katana.
Yeah.
Brother, let's kill each other.
Yeah. So
Brother?
basically
Brother?
So Hakuman is Jin from a different timeline. Basically,
Brother?
the at the end of like the quote unquote bad ending of Calamity
Right.
Trigger, he jumps into the cauldron with Nu, and it sends him back in time, and then he becomes Hakumen in like the timeline that is the current Calamity Trigger storyline.
Here's the only thing.
This sounds more convoluted than a Chris Nolan film.
And here's the only thing that I still haven't figured out: is Noel new or new Noel?
So Nu
and Corey, you have a friend that knows Blaze Blue. You have a friend that knows Blaze Blue.
Okay.
I'm bringing people together right here, guys. I'm bringing people together. Thank me later.
Okay, so Noel and Nu are clones of Ragna's sister.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nani?
It's so stupid. Basically,
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're getting off topic. We'll get back to this another day. We'll get back to this another day.
We're talking about fighting games.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I love Mortal Kombat 11, but that I think it won 2 Game Awards now. I think it won last year fighting Game of the Year. So it won back to back, like WTF.
Yeah, it's
all I'm
bullshit.
saying is,
Why would they nominate a game
They
that
didn't have
released?
many because me and Corey both agree that they didn't have many categories to choose from this year. There's technically
it's
only
literally
2 games.
only Grand Blue Fantasy that came out this year.
Yeah, literally. Everybody else was like, besides One Punch Man, everything else was an updated game. So they needed something to put the categories up.
When did that new Dragon Ball Z game came out, though?
Last year. It was 2019.
No, 2018.
Was it 2018?
Dragon Ball Fighters? Yeah, they came out 2018.
Oh my god.
No, there was another one after that, no?
Oh, there was DBZ Kakarot, but it's not a fighting game.
That's like they came out this earlier this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, man, like it's like, come on, guys, like y'all dropped the ball on this one. Like I don't know who they paid for that shit, but like if I'm Ed Boon, I would have been like, bro, we already have this. We already have the award for this game. Like, why would we have this game? I don't know, but sure. In that case, bring back Super Smash Bros. Ultimate then. Season 2 or whatever. I don't freaking know, but no, that bothered me the most though. And I'm fighting a fanatic. That was some BS.
Listen, all I'm saying is even if Mortal Kombat 11 originally released this year, it still should have lost to Grand Blue.
Shut up, Corey.
I agree.
Shut up, Corey. Shut up.
No, it is just a provable fact. It is a provable fact that Grand Blue is a more well-made game.
Tell me who makes a good cinematic story, and then we'll talk.
Who makes a good cinematic story for a fighting game?
Bro, okay,
Who cares about the
you can
story
actually fight. You can
game?
actually fight. I gotta sit here and watch people talk for like 2 hours.
Okay, listen, I don't want to hear that because I'm also a Guilty Gear fan, and the latest 2 Guilty Gear games literally didn't have fighting in the story mode.
Yeah, I know.
Was literally only dialogue.
Come on, man. That is just super whack. Like, and the other thing with Mortal Kombat is they make a pretty damn good roster. Let's not act like Mortal Kombat did not like take Gas City up to the next level. Let's not act like that.
Mortal Kombat is Boomer Smash Bros.
Here's the thing. And what's funny is that this guy says Mortal Kombat 11 sucks when he hasn't played the game. So his opinion doesn't even matter because I haven't even played the game. End of discussion right there. Game
Need
over.
To play the
You
game.
can't
All Mortal Kombat
you can't
games suck.
you can't have an opinion on something you haven't played. I mean, come on. Where's the
Like,
logic in that? I wasn't brain cells listening to doing this shit, Corey. But at the end of the day, yes, Granblue should have won this year. So we're not getting into the year time before I owned this own Corey, and he never come back to life ever again. But anyways, let's talk about the good things I saw from this Game Awards. I'm happy for Among Us. I'm happy for that game. The fact that that game came out 2 years ago, and nobody was playing it. This is where you gotta give credit to players right here, especially well-known Twitch players. Without those guys playing this, I don't know who was the Twitch player that played this game. But without that player, man, Among Us wouldn't even be talked about this year.
Yeah, dude, Among Us is great, and it's like that game deserved all of the awards it got, and probably more. That game's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
in terms of like one of my biggest complaints, especially about like the Oscars, is I feel like they never pick the movie that had like the most cultural impact, like upon its release. Like I believe was it like Saving Private Ryan didn't get it? Was it Forrest Gump didn't get it?
Were they even nominated?
They were, I think. I'm not
Yes.
100% on that, but I know like they have a track record of picking like the Oscar bait movie, not the one that people actually care the most about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's like the same way with the video game awards. Like no one's really talking about Last of Us right now, but everyone's talking about Among Us.
And that
everyone
game,
was talking about Fall Guys.
Yeah, you could honestly. I know people might not like this, but honestly, you can make the argument that Among Us and maybe Fall Guys probably should have been nominated for Game of the Year too. I understand it's a big thing to say, but if you have players playing this game throughout all of 2020, throughout being a tough year, like why not? At least even if they don't win, at least nominate them at least.
Among Us should have been nominated. I don't think Fall Guys should have. Fall Guys seems a little more like fad based.
Good,
but Among Us,
yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Among Us very much feels like culturally significant. Like it's impacting the way people are speaking right now. Like
everyone's saying
green
sus
kind of
and stuff.
sus.
Like Among Us is having an insanely huge cultural impact. I would totally be okay with it being nominated.
I know it's a little off topic. I was happy to see Streets of Rage 4 being nominated for Best Action Game. I mean, I know it was not going to win, but I at least was happy.
Because Hades.
What's up?
Because Hades deserves every award it got, and if it didn't get an award, it was snubbed, except for the Best Art Direction. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You agree on that one? Now, are there
100%.
You agree? But no, I have not played Among Us though. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I'll be honest, it's not my type of game, but I'm so happy, for it to be nominated, and it being recognized. Now, like I said, these people. I'm more happy for the developers, publishers that made this game because they had, the thing. They probably didn't think this game would blow up to how it is right now, especially the fact that it came out 2 years ago. They're thinking like, oh, okay, well maybe it wasn't our time, and 2 years ago, I mean, here we are. I mean, I think it sends a special message, a special message to people, be like, hey, don't give up on your game. It might not, people might not recognize it for the first year, but maybe the next year or the year after, people will start playing it. So, I mean, I just think that's a lot of hard work dedicated to that. In my humble opinion.
Yeah, but the biggest surprise to me, I don't know if you remember when we talked about it last week, but it was the award for the ongoing game. And I said that I would love to see No Man's Sky winning that. So I was really happy to see. Yeah,
I didn't realize people cared about No Man's Sky.
Neither did I.
Yeah, like he had like a really bad launch. Like the game was completely broken, you know. And instead of them, just giving up on the game, they just like spend years and years working on it. And it's a really good game now. And that's really rare to see from like a developer because most of the time they'll just take the money and run away.
Yeah, man. Yep. No, I agree. Oh, yo, I think it was I think it was Season that we see. Yo, the art, the animation is pretty nice. The Season trailer.
Season game awards.
Yeah, that was one of the walking simulators.
Oh, this was not the one that Jesse was immediately like, "Wow, this game looks bad," but I do think that game looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really good. What was that one anime game? They were like, it looks dumb, but kind of fun.
It was a Bandai Namco game.
It was a Bandai Namco
Was that the
game.
one with Prosy D?
I think
What?
it's called Scarlet Nexus, right?
Yeah.
Prosy D's in it. I feel like that game would just be hilarious to play.
Yeah, oh my
Like, if you
god!
just don't take
yes.
it serious at all and just laugh at it the entire time.
And I think the game that you said that looked bad was Open Roads. I think that's what it was called.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
Yes, Open Roads. Yes. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I know it was wishful thinking, but I wanted to see a Bayonetta 3 trailer, an update, because it's been almost like freaking like 3 years, like 3 or 4, I don't even know, since its last trailer. And I was honestly hoping to see maybe just
Metroid fans be like, first time?
say what?
Bayonetta 3 will never come out. Metroid Prime 4 will never come out.
I know.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Metroid 4.
Oh, I know.
Jesse.
Half-Life 3 will never come out.
I mean, Half-Life Alyx was basically just trying to get people to shut up about Half-Life 3. But yes, that game will never come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wait, Sakura, you truly believe Metroid Prime 4 would not come out? Like, you truly will stick by that, at least not in the near future?
Oh no, this is not me. This is not similar to like how I said if Dante gets into Smash, I'll put $50 into V-Bucks. Like Metroid Prime 4 will probably come out eventually. We're just going to be waiting years for it because basically what happened was Nintendo announced.
Yeah, I'll be a granddad by that time.
Yeah, Nintendo announced Metroid Prime 4 because I think it was Bandai Namco was working on it or something, and then they took a look at the progress that Bandai Namco had, and they hated it. So they started the project completely over. What?
Bandai was working on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I knew
Bandai
it had
Namco
new
was the
developers and
original
everything.
developer.
I didn't know that. Yeah, 'cause I knew it was new developers. That's what pushed it back. But I did not know that Bandai was working on it, though.
You know what? I think it was a rumor that Bandai Namco was working on it. I don't think it was confirmed.
Okay.
But nonetheless, they threw out the entire game and brought Retro Studios back. So it's probably going to come out eventually. I'm gonna say it's probably going to be another year or two before we hear anything from the game.
Especially with COVID coming in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Bayonetta 3. I don't know what's going on with that either. I didn't even look that up. But I know, like, I think it was.
Ring when?
Say what?
Elden Ring when?
Oh God.
I want something on the game. Like at least with Bayonetta or Metroid Prime, you guys know what's coming. Like you can expect, oh, it's going to be a Metroid Prime game, but like we know nothing about Elden Ring.
He probably never will.
Is that the Soulsborne game?
Yeah, that's the new Soulsborne game. They released a trailer in 2018, I think, and then literally have not given any more details on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been dead. I mean, damn man.
That's how I feel about the I think it was like 2 years ago. I saw that Grand Blue was working on the RPG.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
They were working on that like around the time when Grand Blue Fantasy Versus was just a rumor. Like that's been worked on for quite some time.
Yeah, I remember watching the videos on it, and it looked beautiful. I was like really excited to play that game.
Grand Blue Fantasy has good character design.
Yeah.
That it does. But dang, it's kind of sad that we didn't really see. There wasn't really many things that excited us throughout this game. Whereas now, I don't know if it's due to COVID and whatnot. I think that part of it has, but yeah, there really wasn't like many like games where like, oh my god, I'm so excited for like there was only one game and I was back for Blood. And then Endless Dungeon looked pretty cool. It looked pretty.
Yeah. It seemed like Gauntlet, but in a sci-fi setting. I'm definitely interested in that. And then
What'd you
that
say?
other
Like,
one by that
something?
crazy guy who said "F the Oscars." What's that game called?
Oh God, I can't remember. This
It
is
was
from the guy
about
who
like
made A Way Out.
yeah. It was like the married couple that had to like fix their marriage or their relationship or something. Sarah and I were watching it. Yeah, and we were like, I was just watching. I was like, I kind of want this game. Like, we're always looking for a good split screen 2-player game to play together. So I like platformers too.
Yeah. Wasn't it?
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for anything that's like co-op based or sci-fi.
She ain't lying about that. Me and Jesse, like when we were younger, man, we were all about co-op games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember, to me personally, the best Mortal Kombat was the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks on the PS2, because you could legit play 2 players co-op like
Oh,
story mode.
that was fun. I only played that game single player, but I never played a co-op. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse and RL, I'll have you know that some guy I'd never met before came into to Cloud City, and I got him super interested in Time Splitters
Nice.
because he was telling me about how he likes Borderlands. And I was like,
Hey Jesse, where's my Time Splitters game at? So wait on.
I gave you the money for it when we were in middle school, so
I'm still waiting on it. Still waiting.
I gave you the money. You can go buy it.
Can't buy it. I don't remember. I don't recall.
I definitely gave you the money.
If this is Future Perfect we're talking about, that game's like $70 on GameCube.
Yeah, I know. It's a rare game.
Sarah bought it for me.
Future Perfect?
Yeah, she bought me Future Perfect.
Nice.
This was, I think, for my birthday or Christmas last year or something.
Now, that's a game I will definitely say we're not getting another one of that. We are not getting another Time Splitters game. That's I am for sure will say that. Because I love Time Splitters, I will definitely say we're not getting another Time Splitters game. They teased us too many times. Like I'm done.
Well, they're working on there's like a fan game coming out. I think that'll probably come out if it doesn't get cease and desisted. But an official Time Splitters game, yeah, no way. From what I hear, like it's in like copyright hell, where like 3 different people own the rights to it, so it's never coming.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, I'm sorry, man, but I think we just have to accept the fate that it's not coming. Accept the fact that it's not coming.
See, here's the thing, though. As much as I would like a Time Splitters sequel, they're gonna destroy it. Like, it's gonna be microtransaction the heck.
Oh, that game is like the perfect design for microtransactions now.
Yeah, and I just feel like it would just ruin it. Like, I would just end up hating it because of that.
Yep. Oh, what would have been cool? Would have been a cool game to be announced. I know it's wishful thinking. I have a lot of wishful thinking games, but like it would have been cool to see a new Bloody War game being announced. Since they got the trademark of it now, I would have been like, oh yes, like that. Okay, Tekken is my favorite 3D fighting game, but right next to it is Bloody Roar. I love Bloody Roar. Like that game is underrated.
4 was the last one, right?
Bloody Roar 4 never came out. I never heard of that game. Never heard of that game.
Okay, so then what? Primal Fury was the last one?
Well, Extreme for the Xbox, but there's an updated version of it on where you can play online. Yeah, that would have been nice. So, what would you guys
rate? That game could really, really they could get a new fan base in. Sonic Fox would definitely main Bloody Roar over any other game.
Here's the reason why I think Bloody Roar will have a nice comeback is because you have Killer Instinct came out in 2013, and that game has not come out in over a decade. Then you have Street Fighter EX. Granted, some of the characters on that game were owned by Akira. Then a decade later, you have Fighting EX Slayer with those characters. Why the hell not would you not want to have a Bloody Roar game? I feel as though it's the perfect time to have that.
I feel like my joke that the game would be popular with furries went over your head.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So, what would you guys rate in the end? What would you guys rate this Game Awards? Like, what was like your biggest takeaway besides The Last of Us Part Two? I think that's the biggest thing we can all agree on. But it's gotta be at least.
It was very boring and not paced well. Where like there was whole sections where he just was like spitfiring off the awards, and I couldn't like text you guys my thoughts about it because he was just going so fast.
This award show was very uneventful. Like it wasn't even so bad that it was funny. Because I will absolutely take like a dumpster fire of an awards show. But
We need that guy to just say F the Oscars again.
Yeah.
Like, we need something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad. Like, if I have to rate it, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. It was only better than last year because last year, they had Green Day performing, and that was horrible. Like, they were horrible.
I forgot about that.
You know, Green Day was only on there because Jeff Keighley is a fan of Green Day.
Yeah.
That's like.
But, yeah, they were hard. Like, I understand. Like, they used to have good music when they started, but up to this day, like, I still question myself, like, how in the world they made to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because it's just
Green Day's that bad?
Well, now there is, like, but back then when they were like, starting off, like they were pretty good, but now they're just like washed up.
Green Day is my most hated band of all time, so I can't really speak for that. But oh god, there was something I was gonna say and I forgot it.
Man, come on, Corey, remember this shit, man. Like, because I know by the time I stop this recording, you're gonna be like, ah, shit, we have to say this because that tends to happen a lot.
On a slight tangent, I made a bet with my coworker that if I lost it, I had to listen to the entirety of Green Day's discography. That's how much I hate them.
Wow.
I'm praying for you, Corey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't listen.
Yeah, I'll be praying for you too.
I'm praying for you too. I think my biggest takeaway from this Game Awards is that I'm interested in playing Hades now because I know everyone's been talking about it. Like,
please go play that game. So good.
I'm interested in
play every single game from Supergiant.
That's a better recommendation.
What other games have they made?
Transistor, Bastion, Pyre, and Hades.
Pyre was like hands down one of my favorites. Like, the combat system in that game is so unique and so much fun that it's probably like my second favorite game behind Hades.
I am not a huge fan of the sports aspect of Pyre, but I think the storytelling in the game is so good that it elevates it so much higher in my opinion. Like, if it was just the combat system, I wouldn't be like that big of a fan. But the storytelling, the atmosphere, the music, just all elevates it so high that it's so worth putting up with the combat system, even if you're not a fan of the combat system.
And the visuals are beautiful. Like,
yes.
That's a definition of their work in every game they make. It's the artwork is beautiful.
I think all of us having PS4, I think all four of us need to play one game and wreck shit online. Well, I still got to update my PlayStation Plus membership, but since we all got PS4s, we should all wreck shit online with some game. But before we do that, in the future, maybe I know it's putting you on the guys on the spot. Before I ask this, Corey, do you remember what you got to say before I give you my question?
No, I don't remember. It had something to do with hating Green Day.
Okay, I will forget that then.
Yeah, we obsessed with them as a kid.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I mean I liked them at one point. I thought American Idiot was an okay album at one point in my life, but now I don't want to be an
American idiot.
The reason why I hate Green Day is because they get so much recognition. However, Weezer does not, and Weezer is way better than Green Day.
I would agree with that.
Dude, I
don't know what to
think
say.
Corey and Wager became like best friends today. I think
We
they
sure
became like
did.
best friends today. Like now, Grant Waker, you gotta get a Switch. Yeah, you gotta get a Switch. By the way,
Uh,
you need to get a Switch.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, I used to have one. I sold it
Yeah, I heard,
Oh,
A
heard
month
about it.
ago.
Well, hey, you sold it. At least you didn't hack yours, and then Nintendo bans you from going online.
hey, who gets free games now? Okay, who's the one really losing out?
At least I ain't banned from online. But anyway,
I have another Switch, and that's not banned from online. I don't have to worry about anything.
so in the future, what do you guys think the Game Awards should do to make it better? Because we all agree that this awards wasn't all that great. Now, I
More
want to
Vin
give them
Diesel.
I want to give them a slight pound about it because COVID. It was COVID year, so maybe they couldn't
Mhm.
release the things that they want to release. But what do you guys think in the future? What they need to do better to make it a better award?
Best
first,
third. Oh, sorry. I'll wait.
they need to have better bands performing. That's for sure. They have to have better judges because they are just probably getting paid to vote for any game, and that's what I feel like they should do in the future.
Corey.
More Vin Diesel.
Absolutely.
How about no, but for real though, for real.
No, I think honestly, I don't think there's anything that Game Awards could do for me to actually enjoy myself, unless it started becoming a dumpster fire of like things that just don't make sense. Like if it turned into a so bad it's funny kind of situation, then I would probably start unironically enjoying it. But as of right now, like Game Awards is just too corporatized. Like it's too like all of the $1 billion big budget games are going that like are super popular with like the people who spend $1,600 a month on loot boxes. Like those are the games that are going to win everything, and none of the games that like actually deserve the awards are going to win it. So I don't think they could do anything for me to enjoy it.
Well, no,
I think they should do something instead of having like everybody together. They should have like a separate one for like indie developers that like only the indie games will compete on that. On like the I forgot what I was going to say now,
it's all good.
but yeah.
There was
But I just feel like they should have it separate. Like the AAA games will have their own show, and then the indie developers will have their
But
own.
see, then the issue becomes like nobody will pay attention to the indie developer thing. Like I think it's important that the indie games get represented on this stage so that people who normally wouldn't see indie games get exposed to them. But I just think that it's never going to change and all of the big name games are going to win over the indie games that actually deserve it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because how else is EA going to get awards?
Yeah.
You know, if they actually show independent games, then that could take awards away from EA, and they can't let that happen.
Do you think that now that game has become like popular now, it's taking a dive?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the fact that and this isn't necessarily like an issue with video games in particular. It's more so just like an issue with everything that exists ever, is that everything that gets praised and like marketed well and all that kind of stuff is the stuff that's already going to make a bajillion dollars. And the stuff that like has heart and soul put into it, that has like a shoestring budget, isn't going to get advertised because it's not going to make them a lot of money, even though it should. And like they're just set up to fail in the first place. Like if that makes sense.
And I see what
It
you're
does.
saying on that. I see what you're saying. No, I think we didn't get to Jesse. Jesse, were there things that you would want the Game Awards to do better to get your attention?
I think the pacing was off really bad. Like I said, they kind of like rapid fired a whole bunch of awards all at once. And I almost would have liked to have them like space out the awards a little bit more, like where it wasn't just like 10
Game
minutes
at
of
the game at the
trailers.
game at the game at the game.
Yeah, like 10 minutes of trailers, and then they like spit fire a bunch of awards all at once. Like I think it should have been split a little bit more. And I think Corey's right. Like maybe some more representation of indie developers, in the sense that like they have like a best indie game of the year award or something
I think
like
they
that.
already do have that, and I'm pretty
Oh,
sure Hades got it. Hold on, let me double check.
Okay, I
though.
must have
Oh
missed
yeah,
that
no,
one.
they had they
Yeah,
have
best
best
indie.
indie game. Yeah, Hades won best indie game.
No, I think it's more of a frustration with the gaming landscape as a general, and less so frustration with the awards. Because like honestly, I think Hades is the only game that came out this year that is game of the year material, but like nobody's going to play that game because it's not like a big artsy fartsy massive budget.
Because
Like,
it's not Call of Duty.
because it's
It's
not
not
Call
Fortnite.
of Duty, it's not Fortnite, it's not Madden, it's not FIFA,
Right,
so
man,
it's not going to get
people
any.
don't really care about Call of Duty that much anymore. Well, I have a
Dude,
podcast talking to one of my friends.
Call of Duty is still the game that it's like one of the number one games still. Somehow, I have no idea. I have no idea how it's still so
I know I have
popular.
I have my podcast with my friend Grotto and Jed. It's one of my few episodes. You want to take a listen to that? I asked them being as fans, why do you guys still continue to buy this game? Where it's like the same thing. I would if you should watch listen to that. Like they explain this shit. Like it's very. I think it's one of my favorite episodes that I've done so far. So listen to that, by the way. But to your point, though, I think Corey, to answer you, I think what your main issue is that you just don't think indie games are getting the recognition as they should be compared to these these popular brands and names. They're taking their shine away from these indie games that deserve way more credit, way more recognition. Especially the fact that you have fans have shown you themselves to say, hey, this is a better game than these main brand popular games that you're showing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be the day an indie game wins Game of the Year. I mean, you never know. Like I said, I think the question is for me, it's like, what really goes on with the voting system? That's just my thing. Like, what is going on behind the scenes? Because
I just think the fin voting, instead of just counting for 10%, it needs to be at least like 50%, like the least.
No, my thing is
50.
anybody that votes, if you're voting in a category, you better have played all those games. Because this is just me. I don't want to vote. I never vote for something where I had no if I vote for best rap album of the year, if I listen to 2 of those rap albums, I'm not gonna vote because I want to listen to the whole category. Because I'll say the one I listen to is better, but the one I didn't listen to might be 10 times better. So if you're voting, you better have played all the games. Because if you done it, then I don't want to hear from you. In my honest opinion, that's just me though. I think it's honestly fair that way. To be honest with you, I think it is.
Yeah, it is fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, any last words besides Cyberpunk 2077 being out right now? The whole world's playing it right now. Besides me.
Well, besides me, who's playing Phantasy Star Online from 2000.
Oh, I'm still playing Animal Crossing.
Actually, I'm playing Godzilla on the PS4. And
that game any good?
It is good for the first, hour or so, and then everything just gets really, really repetitive. I only played because for some reason it became like a holy grail game on the PS4. Like the cheapest copy I could find was like $180.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I gotta look
God,
this up.
they're bonding again. They are bonding.
Well, I'm interested in this because my whole job revolves around knowing the prices of games. Wow, yeah, it shot up a lot.
Yep. And then I managed to get it at Facebook Marketplace for like $40.
Dang.
So I was really happy. So I was like, all right, let me play. And it's not bad. It's actually good, but super repetitive.
Still not as rare as Poop Slinger, though.
Oh, no. I don't think there will ever be a game rare as Poop Slinger. And when I saw that, like, I was like, this is not a real game. You know, I'm not gonna order this because it's probably fake, and it ended up being a real game.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I want to know.
Poop Slinger is an indie game that like had like 100 copies of it published. I think it was because like the publisher ended up closing due to legal issues because they were trying to rip off the limited run games name.
Mhm.
And so it like had 100 copies published, and now a complete in-box copy goes for $793.65. A new copy of the game goes for $1,422.98.
Jeez.
that
Jeez.
is ridiculous.
All right.
And I think when they also published the game for sale, it was on April Fools. So everybody was like,
Oh,
yeah, is
yeah,
it
that
real?
too.
Is it not real? Yeah.
God. So glad to see you guys bonding right now. So, all right. So before we go, my last question is, I know I said my last question, but this will be the last question. What's your game of the year then, in your honest opinion? Just your opinion only.
Hades.
Mm, yeah, I'll go with Hades. You know, like I said last week, I still think they should have won, and I'll stick with that decision.
The only game that I played that was nominated was Ghost of Tsushima, so I'd
Yeah.
probably say either that or Hades.
You know, I would have been okay with Ghost of Tsushima winning. I honestly, if not Hades, I think that's probably my game of the year.
Jay, you know what? Maybe I should have had a different recording and have maybe like towards the end of December. Well, I would say get the guys together again, and then give us what games you liked this year, what games you did not like this year. Maybe I should have did a separate recording for that. Now that I think about it.
I really haven't played that many games this year.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. I mean, the only game I really played was The Last of Us Part 2 and Streets of Rage 4. But I really enjoyed Streets of Rage 4. That's it. I'm honestly surprised to not see Resident Evil 3 not be nominated. Granted, I don't think the game was all that great, but I thought it would have been at least nominated for something.
It seemed pretty universally like not exactly panned, but like people were just like universally people were just kind of like, yeah, Resident Evil 3 is not that good.
It's very short. It's very short.
Yeah, I had one friend tell me that you could beat the story mode in less than 2 hours.
Well, I mean, I mean, he's probably exaggerating, but yeah, it's short though. Very short.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the speed runs are pretty short,
Yeah, that's right.
at least of like the PlayStation ones.
Well, you know what? I haven't played. Well, I saw when I'm finished playing the Avengers. I'm gonna play Final Fantasy VII remake, and then I'll go finish my recording of Persona 5 Royal. Hell, you know what? F it. Persona 5 Royal is my favorite game of the year right now. I haven't finished playing the game yet.
That's fair.
I already know the game's the shit, and I can't wait to get Strikers next year. Actually,
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that game.
you know what? Hey, you know what? Damn. Maybe towards the end of the year, we can discuss games looking into 2021. I'll say that. Or maybe should that be done in 2021 or should that be done towards the end of this year? I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just gonna predict the winner for next year for the Game Awards. Cyberpunk 2077.
I don't know. I hear people like reviewers don't really like it.
Yeah, but you have to see that when The Witcher 3 came out, we had the exact same problems that in the first week alone, I think they released, it was like 6 or 7 different updates for the game. And then after a while, you know, everybody was raving about Witcher 3 being, you know, one of the best games ever made. I think Cyberpunk will be the same way, but we'll have to wait and see.
You gotta get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Don't play on the PS4 and on the Xbox One. You're not gonna get the same experience.
Oh, absolutely not. You know, like I always told all my friends, like an SSD makes a big difference when you're playing video games.
Yes.
And
Yes, it is.
And that shows when you clone a PS4 and a PS5, it's completely different.
Yeah.
But I do have a SSD on my PS4 Pro, so I'm gonna buy the game and see how he runs on the game.
I'd
And,
imagine it's probably not going to make a massive difference, but you'll probably see some kind of difference. The SSD that the PS5 and Xbox One uses is in a different form factor than what the PS4 uses. It's in a form factor that's able to run at significantly faster speeds. So you'll probably see some difference, but not a massive one. And it's more so with the port that the hard drive goes through and less so the hard drive.
Now,
I kind of figured that.
did you guys want to you guys want to talk about the 2021 games towards the end of this month or the beginning of 2021 when we get back together?
I say we can do in the beginning of 2021.
Beginning of 2021 sounds good as well. Also, remind me that Demon Souls was not on this year's bracket for the Game Awards so that I can talk about how awesome Demon Souls is, or at least how awesome it looks because I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, because I don't even know
that it wasn't on.
I don't even know all the games that are coming out next year, but just looking at it right now, I would change my vote for Game of the Year because if Psychonauts 2 comes out, that's my Game of the Year right there.
Dang, you jumping ship right now. You jumping ship. You better be ride or die, son. You better be ride or die. No flip flopping.
If Psychonauts 2 comes out next year, that's my Game of the Year.
I'm gonna hold you to that. This is being recorded right now, so remember, choose your words carefully, my child. Choose your words carefully.
I did. He probably won't win, because it's not a big developer, but that would be my choice for Game of the Year. That's if it comes out in 2021.
That's a big if. Big if. Well, all right, guys. Well, I want to say thank you guys for once again joining me on this podcast. So I've lost track how many episodes I've done on this thing right now. I lost track. But I still want to say thank you a lot for joining me.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Of course.
What to say? I'm like, took y'all forever to say you're welcome. God dang, y'all are slow at this shit. F you guys.
No, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
trying to make sure that I'm trying my best to make sure I don't talk over people.
Nah, man, I appreciate you guys. All right.
Nah, dude, Harper gets up so early. It's way past my bedtime.
Yeah, it's Sam. So glad I don't have any kids right now. My God, I can't do it. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, but when you come home and you see that smiling face and how excited she gets, it's worth it. It's worth it to have to get up early.
Man, I want to be like, I'm happy to see you. Shit, I had a rough day at work. Leave me alone. Just kidding. Oh, yo, I'm seeing my kid. I'm on a bad day. He gonna make me feel happy. F all that.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
kids are fun, but not that much.
I'll be ready to fight them sometimes, man. I'll be ready to fight. If I had a cow, I'm gonna be like, yo, we're gonna fight. You keep telling me that we're gonna fight. Meet me outside. Totally. I'll get the belt. Shit. All right, guys. Like I said, thank you guys a lot, man. So, Douglas family, hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. Remember, the next day it's the Mario Kart video. So if Corey didn't have his freaking Switch hacked, he'd be able to join us. But it's all good. We don't.
If I didn't have my Switch hacked, I wouldn't own Mario Kart because I have an unhacked Switch that can play online, and I don't have Mario Kart.
Well, you should get Mario Kart.
I should, but $60 is expensive.
Fair enough.
For $60 is expensive for a 5-year-old game.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like that game should, knowing how Nintendo is, that game when it came in there should have been $60. Like that should have at least been a $40 game, in my honest opinion. Like, not a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree.
Hell, Nintendo should release a brand new Mario Kart game on the Switch because technically Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is not really a brand new game. It's just an updated game. Like, how many updated games did it put on the Switch, for Christ's sake?
A ton, and also all of them were $60.
Ridiculous, man. I love Nintendo, but y'all are some money grubbing whores. So yeah, all right, guys. No, Corey. I mean, Jesse, I know you're tired. You want to go to bed. Wager, I know you're tired. You want to go to bed. Corey, I know you're playing a game right now. Me, I'm hungry as hell right now. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As always, as my favorite rapper J. Cole said, there is no such thing as a life better than yours. Take care, everybody.